Education, will you please welcome Gary Imes.
We talk about the future, and rightfully so. But I'm thankful for today. The here and now, it's a gift. That's why we call it the present. I'm thankful for what I've learned today. I'm thankful for being here, the ability to be here today. I'm thankful for the fellowship that I've had today. And I ask for a special blessing on everybody here, so we can go out and we can be a blessing. I ask for traveling mercies as we go home, and I ask for a blessing over the food. And I ask all this in Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Thank you, Gary. We have some dignitaries in the audience tonight. Our Communication and Leadership Award recipient, Grand Master Michael Caruso and his wife Mary. Our guest of honor this weekend, past International President, Distinguished Toastmaster, Richard E. Peck. Our District Trio, District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Kathy Wolf. Our Program Quality Director and District 219, District Director-elect, Distinguished Toastmaster, Sharon Imes. Our Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Lori Davis. The District 219 Program Quality Director-elect, Innovative Planning Level 5, Stephanie Hill. District 219 Club Growth Director-elect, Presentation Mastery Level 5, Ed Haller. The remaining dignitaries are Distinguished Toastmasters all. Past International Director, Russell Drake. Past District Directors and District Governors, Dr. Elizabeth Carter. Jane Humphreys. Stephanie Scott. Robert Johnson. Patty Poor. Steve Templeton. Paulette Harvey. And the 1998-99 District Governor, Robert Humphreys. Enjoy your dinner.
I don't make it. Yeah. So like that. Instead of our Toastmasters meetings, we're meeting our Toastmasters. Instead of just a meeting. I'm going to talk to Ellen about that. So it could be like a cheetah, like run around, whatever it is. I know you're all about the food, so we'll have to make a division.
We're listening to advocates join us. And please welcome our district director, Kathy Ward.
So if you're very quick while we try to turn the music down, at some point in the evening, a dessert turn in the hallway. There's two choices.
Very nice.
The man who can fix it all has arrived.
I wish you went to start. You probably turned her.
Yeah, I did. I turned everything.
I hope you enjoyed your dinner, and now we come to the part where we get to award and reward and recognize people. We're going to start with our Communication and Leadership Award, which is presented to a non-Toastmaster who is known for his communication and leadership skills out in the community. To demonstrate how I got to meet Grandmaster Caruso and learn about how his leadership style works, and also how he makes leaders. My Taekwondo school was closing, and I was looking for a new one. I was voluntold where to go. We're all familiar with being voluntold. I arrived for my very first class to check it out, to see if this is where I wanted to be, to see if I liked the drive, because it's really not close to home. I was at class, I had a great time, met new people, and I was asked, so what are you doing tomorrow night? Could you come back? Could you say maybe be here at 7 o'clock? And that was a very nice way of inviting me to test up for my next leadership collar with all of 1 day's notice. Fortunately for me, Grandmaster Caruso is an excellent leader, and I was able to follow along and pick up all the skills and marry it with what I already know, and that was my first step on my leadership journey in Taekwondo to becoming a certified instructor. Along the way, we've had many great times. We have had yearly board breakathons to raise money for the local food bank. We've had Pink Belt Month, which is really fun when you only get to work out all the time. But in October, Pink Belts celebrate Bridges, cancer care. He also does a lot of teaching. It's in your book, gun defense, knife defense, teaches federal officers how to be safe. So if you're looking to be safe, come to class and you can learn. You're always welcome. I might even be there, because I'll have free time where he says after. And I'm looking forward to returning to class. So if you would all give a welcome to Grandmaster Michael Caruso as we award him communication.
Thank you so much.
Stop by and see it later if you want to see it. It was really but please come say a few words.
if this gets out of hand, thank you, Kathy, I have a weapon to throw at you. First and foremost, I would very much like to thank all the Toastmasters in District 13 for this opportunity tonight to be recognized. I am very truly humbled to be selected as this year's recipient to receive the award and to be in such fine company with such a unique and prestigious organization. It's quite an honor and something I'll never forget, so thank you. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, so a show of hands, how many of you have ever studied martial arts for a period of time? Any black belts? Okay. So I'd like to humor you a little bit with this, but I'm a black belt, and I feel like I'm being a white belt tonight in front of the grand Toastmasters being tested, so please take it easy, because I did take it easy on you when you're coming up to the ranks, so I expect it. And I noticed when I got here tonight, there are no cages or screen in front of the podium, so I don't fear that everybody be tossing a bottle at me, or some silverware, or glassware. But I did find the exit door, so I know how to do that. My story is pretty simple. I started in 1974 in high school up the Allegheny River in Catania, Pennsylvania. I was born and raised in Fort City, and I started my young career there when I was 15 years old. Proceeded on to IUP, which is Indiana University of Pennsylvania. It used to be a former state teachers college up in Indiana, Pennsylvania. And I had the opportunity, my second semester as a college student, I had the opportunity to find out that there was an upstart karate club on campus. And so I went and was interviewed. They were looking for instructors to help out. And at that time, the president was a brown belt in Shotokan. Purple belt was an issue, and I was in Taekwondo, so I was a black belt. And so I thought, man, this is a great fit. The three of us could work together very well. And we met every Tuesday and Thursday. Are there any IUP graduates? Anybody went to IUP? Remember Davis Hall?
Yes.
They put us in the basement of Davis Hall. And so we taught there for an hour and a half every Tuesday and Thursday night. So it's a very eclectic class because every martial artist, everything from Kung Fu to soft style to hard style, we all trained and had fun together. But as the attendance changed, each instructor took 30 minutes, and I was always the last, so the last 30 minutes. And we started off with maybe 15, 20 students on the campus, including us three as the instructors. And after a period of time, going into my sophomore year, people were coming to the last 30 minutes and weren't coming to the first two sessions of the other gentleman. And I think they just maybe felt threatened, but it was the way they taught. Their teaching ability was so much different than mine. I thought I was an educator. I would teach stances, I would teach basic techniques, kicking, punching, how to break some boards, and we had a lot of fun. These other two gentlemen were pretty much theatrical, and they really played on, and martial arts back in the days was very mystical. Would you agree? You've heard about the concepts of the chi power and things like that. And that chi power was what came from within. And you could move mountains, and you can destroy an opponent with a single blow. And so their demonstrations at the time were very unique. You okay? So, and these techniques were sort of on the bizarre side and very gimmicky. So what happened was, the last 30 minutes, I was ending up having 40 to 50 people in my class to their 10 to 15. So they had a vote in the dormitory down in Lawrence Hall and Schaefer Hall, their committee, and they decided to vote me out of instructing. So they said, you're welcome to attend, because I had to as an IUP student, you're more welcome to attend the club, but you're no longer allowed going to be presented as an instructor. So what a blow. I was like, wow. So the techniques that they would show to demonstrate how bizarre they were. So I wrote a few down just to give you an idea, because you got to remember, this was very magical and mystical back then. So the typical setup for the demonstration would be, they would get on the floor in a bowed position, they would take their jacket off, and they would start heavy breathing to develop that chi power. And I would stand there and watch this, and it would take 30 seconds for them to breathe in and out, breathe in. After a period of time, they would start to make these animal sounds, these vocal sounds, where this chi power is coming from. And then they would do things like they would take double-edged razor blades, put them in between their elbow joint, and they would have somebody lay on top of them on the floor. They would do techniques while they were down there, and look, I'm not bleeding. That was one. I wrote these down because these are pretty amazing. ripping a telephone book 3-4 inches. Have you ever seen that? Magicians do. That's a trick, but they would use that as the cheap power. So they were here to influence their martial arts ability in a way that I thought, this is crazy. I've never seen this before. One of the other ones here, broken glass. Have you ever seen anybody get on broken glass and they would break a board? Well, the glass that they use are for wine bottles and beer bottles, heavy, thick glass. Any of us can do that. They put it on the mat, stand on it, drill their foot into it, and do a punch or a kick, and then show the bottom of their foot and never got cut. My thing was, let me take some pane glass, some very thin glass, let me break that with a hammer, and let me see how well you do. One was very unique, for those who hunt or anything, an arrow. And what a bow and arrow was like, right? Well, the arrow, they would have the key power in it. They would stand there in the front stance, and they would put a field tip arrow in the jugular notch area. Now, if it's planted perfectly and you can position it correctly, they would have an assistant push with their palm at the feathers, and they'd start pushing, and you'd see the arrow start to bend. And then get another person to come up from behind and keep pushing until the arrow would run. And they would show us jugular notch, and oh, look, he's not bleeding. It was all the cheap power that kept that arrow from penetrating. Another one, pierced elbows. Have you ever seen the martial artists that would pierce their elbow with like a motorcycle spoke, the long needles through the back of their elbows? Again, all the cheap power of breathing to be able to do this. And then they would put a bucket of sand on the needles. And you would expect the needle to rip through the skin, right? Am I planning this vision for you? After dinner? And then they would do a kick, a board or whatever, and they would take the needle out and maybe a drop of blood would come out. But everybody would clap and be very amazed at this. And my favorite of all was the bed of nails. Have you ever seen that? Oh, yeah. So you have this bed of nails, and the nails are so tightly put together, you take your shirt off, you lay down, you have an assistant come up, 2 concrete slabs on your chest, then the assistant on the count of 3 takes the sledgehammer, hits the chest, the concrete blocks break, the subject the demonstrator gets off, shows the back, and there may be just some red marks, but no blood. All from the cheap power from within. My students over here, I've never done anything like that. So. But it is a story I want to tell, because this is what got me exited from the club, because I didn't believe in that. I didn't think it was honorable. It was very gimmick-oriented. I just taught what I knew as the history and the style of Taekwondo, which was not just teaching people how to kick and punch, but teach people how to self-control themselves in society, how to develop more self-esteem because of the confidence they learned from martial arts. And I still do that today. Again, I've never done anything like this, but it never has any value either. So I know what you're like. You'll probably show up in class next week. I want to do these things. What do you want to do? Yes, which one? Pick one. I can order from Senior Master Dozen. That's all ready for you. Okay, we'll do the glass. Good luck.
Not the main glass, though.
So as I said, voting me out at that time, I felt like I was failing forward, actually. I felt like I failed forward. But it gave me that opportunity and the confidence to thrive. By my junior year in college, I actually signed a lease for 3 years to finish up my college year, and I started my own club, which was really good. And this provided me the confidence to pursue what has become a lifelong journey, thanks to the support of thousands of students that I've taught in the ATA and have the pleasure to train, and the support of ATA International, which stands for the American Taekwondo Association. We have a beautiful building in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's a $14 million headquarters, 3 stories high. Water flow going from the inside of the building. It's a green building on the North Little Rock River. And of course, my most important supporter of all, who's been with me for 32 years, is with patience and grace and elegance. So I notice you have to honor the past and embrace the future. This is something I can say tonight with you. I join you on common ground. This was also the theme that we used for this year's Tournament of Champions that my wife and I host. And your organization has been serving members, from what I understand, in various regions all over the country for nearly 100 years. And what I noticed in your program tonight, how you honor the former directors and governors is something to show your demonstration of respect and loyalty, and I think that's amazing. ATA International, we've been serving members for 57 years, and we now occupy 6 continents, and that's amazing. But I notice our organizations have a parallel pathway. We have a purpose. We both share and represent success with properly guided leadership by fulfilling the needs of its members for personal self-improvement and one's confidence and their self-esteem through the vehicle of speech by enhancing communication skills. And I think you would agree with me, right? Simply put, improving oneself leads to helping others. Instructors, coaches, mentors, like us, strive to inspire, educate, evaluate our students of all ages within our communities to reach their highest potential. When we expose our students and instructors to higher standards in anything and give them leadership opportunities, we build a stronger sense of community, and we create that cultural environment where people can grow, not only as martial artists, but individuals like Toastmasters, again, all from communication skills. I firmly believe that to be a great leader, you need to be an effective communicator. Effective communicators are great solution seekers because they are creative, they're innovative, open and clear-minded, which ultimately leads to forward thinking and a growth mindset. So tonight, we're in the presence of coaches, instructors, mentors, and members, directors, all your positions. We all have the ability to pass on our knowledge and our wisdom for the future generations. I do so on the mats, and in Toastmasters, you do that and accomplish that through your meetings, your workshops, and conferences like this. So I think you'll agree that we pride ourselves with the desire to improve ourselves. So in closing, I just want to leave you with this. Value the fostering of new relationships and the experience that they provide, as well as strengthening the existing relationships and the experiences to come. Honor traditional values, practice two-way loyalty, be grateful for our family, and appreciate friendships. Honoring the past started with a belief and a vision. Embrace the future by the legacy we leave. I want to thank you again for this award tonight, your hospitality for this evening. I really appreciate it. I wish you all success in all you do. Thank you so much.
So what I forgot earlier is to let you know, in case you weren't at the division contest, he's also a member of 3 martial arts halls of fame. And he's getting inducted to another hall of fame next year. So, what we all have to aspire to. Now it's time for all our DTMs to line up. Woo! Come on, line up. I don't know which way, just come on up. We've done this before, let's make it look like it. Jim, you're
Kathy, stand further back behind the speaker. There you go.
Okay, are we ready? I'm told to stay behind the speaker.
You can move forward. Just turn the mic off when you move forward.
So they start on this.
Come here first, unless you're online.
Okay.
Are you ready? Are you prepared, Cricket? You should have your medallion. All right, let's go. Our first new DTM, Sharon Cricket Henderson.
You want to give her again? We got more music.
I want everyone to look at how many people are standing up versus how many people are sitting down. And then I want you to consider something. Much like in Taekwondo, very few people ever achieve a black belt. But a DTM is usually 1%. Look at this room. Does this look 1%? So I'm asking all of you members who are sitting, especially new incoming trio members.
I am DTM. What?
What? Why are you not up here?
Well, you gotta get up here, Stephanie!
And next year I'm expecting at least one new DTM, if not most of the rest of the room. We got another one back there. All right.
Very close.
Stephanie wants to experience a District 13 DTM. All right.
You want more music?
Let's have some music. Given this impressive opportunity for all these DTMs here together in one place, we would love to all line up in a smaller group so we can have some pictures.
Yes.
Kathy? All right. Line up, group picture, all DTMs. You can do that.
Short people in the back, tall people in the front.
Tired people in the chairs.
Yeah, we had one from the fall. Were you there? What?
Yeah, I was there. I thought you had created one.
Yeah, that was the first one. Now, the one that was played first was a more recent version. I think that one's better yet. It's more original. What's that? But we didn't do Justin Timberlake in previous years.
Can't stop the feeling. I'll drink to that.
Yeah, that was good. Well, actually, Jean really liked that. So she was the one who really loved Justin Timberlake.
What was that last song?
What's that?
The last music.
These songs are both these songs that were custom made for these conferences.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not like Spotify or
No.
Pandora.
No, these are songs that were custom made for these conferences. You can look at the lyrics and you'll see. I'll post them. They're on the district's page, and I can post them, and you can. I'll post this newest one. You can see it.
Yeah. You need my contact?
Well, just look at the district's YouTube page, and you can see it.
I can do that, yeah.
It'll be up there within 2 weeks, I would say.
Okay. Thank you, sir. You're a gentleman and scholar no matter what my dog says.
Like yeah, don't listen to him.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody probably pulled out the cord.
Hello? Don't forget the church in the hallway. Don't forget the journeys in the hallway, in case I have not fed anyone enough today. I believe it was chocolate cake or carrot cake.
The blue was excellent. My stomach is happy. What are we going to do?
Games. But don't worry, dancing again. The time has come, the time is now. A piece of paper sign. It's not that time. Okay. I did send them out there, so I'm not surprised. As I said, this is the lovely time of the evening where I get to give my outgoing speech about my journey so far and how much I'm looking forward to all this free time people says I'll be having soon. And you know we're almost spending it now. So I want to start with just a story of how I got started in Toastmasters. I'm going to skip ahead quickly. But it started after I got my first free Wi-Fi, actually. Because I got very accustomed to getting awards and having goals set for me and getting something new every 2 months. And then it started to slow down. And then they said, well, now your first free Black Ball will be here. And I'm like, no, I need corporate goals. So I joined Toastmasters. Unlike a lot of people, I did not join because I have a fear of public speaking. And if anyone ever thought that I did, that was never true. What I do have is an apparent aversion and inability to prepare a speech or write ahead of time. And I thought, I'll go to Toastmasters. I have to give all these speeches. I'll eventually learn to start writing them before I give them. And I did a few. Well, Lynn's gone, but she knows when we were going through the Competent Communicator back in 2010, we were doing a speech every month, if not twice a month. And some of those were actually written down. I'm not sure those are any of the speeches I actually gave, but it's okay. What I learned as I advanced in my leadership journey, it came out at work that I was a Toastmaster. One of my executive VPs says, hey, that's great, you're a Toastmaster. You can help me write my speeches. And you did it 10 years in, I'd be prepared to do that. So of course, I told him, yes, sir. Just so you know, your speech will look like 4 very short bullet points and maybe a quote. And he said, that is perfect. That is exactly how I write my speeches. So 10 years in, I was super excited to know I have finally achieved my goal of writing speeches. I just didn't know it only required 4 bullet points and a quote. And anyone who doesn't believe that, that's what I mean. So early on in my days, I ran into this wonderful lady, Stephanie Scott. I'd been in Toastmasters maybe a year. She recruited me to be an area governor. Just, well, you'll need it so you can be a distinguished Toastmaster someday. You've been a club president. You've shown up at TLI. You've shown up at conference. You're ready to be an area director. I didn't know any better. I believed her. I did it. We had a great year. It was awesome. It was great. My year was up. I was done. I retreated back into club life. When I came back to Toastmasters, after a few years of not being able to go to conferences because I was busy competing, I do not know why. We always schedule our events for the same day, but I was super happy. Eventually we stopped. Now we get our master hair. But I went to my first conference in a few years, and I decided, after crashing the DCM reception, that I was going to finally get it done and finish it and earn my distinguished Toastmaster. And I told the people at my table. I told Jean. Jean said she'd hold me accountable. I got so excited about it. Willie Mae decided she was going to do it with me. And I'm like, well, Willie Mae, have you done your year of district leadership? And she says, no. I said, well, then you can't get it with me unless you do it this year. So I promptly took Willie Mae right up to Stephanie. I said, Stephanie, I found you an area director. And what did Stephanie say? That's awesome. I now have 2 area directors. I'm like, no, I'm bringing, Willie Mae wants to be an area director. But I think we all know, my no doesn't count for much in this organization. And then, so I did that. And then Stephanie says, you make a really great division director. And as Bob will remember, it can attest to, when asked, why do you want to be a division director? My answer, Stephanie Scott made me. I said, however, I'm not greedy. If you have someone else, I'd be happy to step aside. And he laughed in, just like he's laughing now. And he said, don't worry, it'll be you. Because there was no one else running into me, which was known by the time we got to interviews. And of course you would know, I didn't get out after that year, because the same people and more people piled on, be a club growth director. In the middle of the year there was an opening, be a program quality director. Ran for district director. I didn't have any competition. Sadly, I was no help to any of you who had to run a quota. She was like, well, what did you do? I'm like, absolutely nothing. No one ran against me. So, it was a great time. It was a great ride. Sometimes you need to say yes to the opportunity that's ahead of you. Sometimes you need to have the right friends. As Richard told us this morning. Not the parrots in the crowds, but the people that get behind you and keep pushing you on whether you're ready or not. And those are the kind of friends that I have. Because not only do they push me higher, they support me as I go. They're not the crabs pulling me back down in the bucket. They're the ones pushing me up, past where I thought I could go, just to reach a little higher. So, if you've looked on your table, or you probably were handed earlier today with a butterfly. As we learned this morning, butterflies represent change. Because if there were no change, the butterfly would be impossible. Because he doesn't start as a butterfly, he starts as a caterpillar. When I think about caterpillar, I don't know about you, I will age myself. Very hungry caterpillar, eats through all the food, eats through all the competent communicator manual. Ate through all the advanced manuals, ate through pathways. I think I'm on my 5th pathway. It's fun. I don't know about you, I love level 1 because I have the most freedom to pick my speech topics than at any other level, and I get to do 5. So it's great. Getting my distinguished Toastmaster was like getting ready, I thought, to be transformed. I found it was more like being ready to go into the cocoon. And that cocoon was district leadership. Because that's the time where you start to learn how fast you can grow, how far you can go. You have different struggles than what you've had before. But if you persevere and you fight your way out, you will be transformed into something new. But you won't know that unless you start your district leadership journey. So I know half of you have done it because we just tell you. But if you haven't been up here yet, that's a way to get started. So be a butterfly. Take your butterfly, be inspired. What's your goal? What do you want to be? What's your next thing? You've already been a lot of things in Toastmasters, but there's new goals. There's new goals you can take what you've learned in Toastmasters out into the world. There's new goals at work, at home, in the community. What can you do with everything you've learned? What will your transformation look like? I can't wait to see all the beautiful butterflies in this garden that we become as we take on those challenges and find our way forward and emerge as who we never thought we could be, with something even better.
Thank you, Kathy. And will you now please welcome our District 219 Distinguished Director-elect, Distinguished Toastmaster, or what did I say? Let me start over again. Yeah. Will you please welcome our District 219 District Director-elect, Distinguished Toastmaster, Sharon Ives.
Mike, thank you so much. He's called the District Whisperer. He's also known as an amazing behind-the-scenes mentor. Thank you for all you've done. And now we turn to our distinguished District Director. And I'm really trying not to be emotional. Why? Because I want to be able to speak to you without tears in my eyes. But I want to do something. I want to present Kathy this award for the amazing leadership you've done. You've jumped from one level, club growth to PPD to district director you've just juggled so many roles and you've done it and we are here. Thank you. This is presented to Kathy Wall, DTM, Ultimate District 13 Director. This is the last spring conference, but I love how it's written there, Ultimate District 13 Director. Thank you for all that you've done, the way you have led us through in easy times and challenging times. You brought us home. She brought us home. Woo-hoo! Thank you, Kathy. We appreciate you. Before I give the District Director-elect speech, we can't leave here without doing something really important. Saying thank you to the people who made this conference possible. Behind the scenes, we have had some faithful, dedicated members, and I've asked Tammy to come up here and assist me. She has some different things. And the first person I'd like to welcome, and if they can stay up here when they come up, just for a photo op, and I promise you my speech will be very short. So can we welcome our co-conference chairs, Cosmas Nakhanma and Kathy Collins. Okay, Cosmas left, but Kathy, we want to say thank you. Thank you for all you've done to make this conference possible. Thank you because I was able to do so many other things while you focused on getting this done. And together, you and Cosmas did a fantastic job. You had a team of people who were dedicated and worked with you, and you did it. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going through really quickly the rest of my list. And please come up as quickly as you can. Actually, be on deck. Be on deck means at the club, at our club, if you know that you have a role that's coming up, be close by so you don't have to waste time coming up. So if you're part of the Spring Conference Committee, can you please all be on deck? Right up here. And Tammy's going to help me get these. Thank you. If you're on the Spring Conference conference committee, if you have done anything to assist the spring conference committee, can you come up here? Autumn, that includes you. She's all good at that. Where did Tommy go? Okay, so this is not happening as quickly as I like. Kathy, could you help me? So, in addition to the spring conference, since it's taking a while, we're going to run these to you. We have Stephanie Scott, we have our Chief Judge and Ambassador for Contests, Kathleen Kuznicki. We have Michelle Mayacho doing the books. We have Jane Humphrey. And Tamika Leslie. All of you have done something to make our spring conference amazing. Okay, she was on the committee and she was a judge. And Patty Tor, oh my goodness, the mentorship we have gotten to get this going, we could not have done it without you. Bob Johnson, Dana Mitnick, our district historian. We have Karen Gambian, she's not here, she's in someplace in Maryland. Tammy Fraley, education chair, registration chair, and she did it. Thank you, Tammy, great job. Autumn Jose, thank you. Terry Little, is Terry here? She's left too. And Jennifer Chichester, she helped with decoration. Steve Sokolowski. Steve, this is one time I'm asking you, leave those equipment because and another one for Tammy because she did registration and education. And thank you so much for all of you. Now can we get a photo up with this amazing group? They made this conference happen.
That's Hannah Harper.
Are you running?
All right.
I just appreciate several people, but there's some. There's some people behind the scenes who are okay not being seen, but they work the hardest. They're supported me. They want to dinner, the laundry, they clean the house. They've taken care of both of our mothers when needed to. Never complained. Guys, would you help me appreciate my husband, Gary Adams?
Would pay 10 cents an hour. We would be millionaires.
Wait till you figure out how much she would have paid as a district director.
Okay, for district director role.
Just a couple minutes. great things are built twice. First in the mind or imagination, and then in the physical or the world. Today we stand at the threshold of something great. District 219 is not simply a name on a document or a number assigned to a new district by Toastmasters International. It's a promise. It's a promise that two proud, accomplished districts can come together and build something neither could build alone. I'm honored, I'm deeply honored to stand before you as your incoming district director-elect. And I do not take this lightly. What that means, especially in this moment, is that we want to carry with us an extraordinary legacy. Data, you helped us to craft that and put it on paper. We say thank you. District 13, my home, has been a beacon of excellence, of fellowship, of members who showed up, spoke up, and led up. We have laughed together, we have competed together, and grown together across decades of Toastmasters service. And District 10, the greater Cleveland family that now joins with us, brings its own proud history, including a club from District 38, its own champions, its own cultures of commitment and community. To the leaders of both districts who gave so much to get us here, we say thank you. I say thank you. Your work was not lost. It's the foundation we are building on. But foundations are not destinations. We heard some of that this morning from our past international president. Here's my simple vision for District 219. Again, we're building a foundation. I see a district where every club is healthy, not just surviving, but thriving, where new members walk through the doors and feel immediately that they belong there, where we use the moments of truth to ensure that our clubs are truly giving what Toastmasters intended, where experienced Toastmasters are challenged, recognized, and inspired to reach new heights. We have seen several people here today with 2 DTMs. I'm about to submit my paperwork for my second one. It's not where you get to the DTM and you stop. There's so much more to learn, and I encourage you to continue doing that. Be inspired to reach higher. I see a district where our officers are well-trained, well-supported, and well-connected, not just to their clubs, but to each other. To each other. Across what were once 2 separate worlds. I see a district that doesn't just meet its distinguished district goals, but sets standards for what a newly merged district can become. This is the district I'm committed to helping build. This is the district that you are the foundation of. You are determining what the future will be tomorrow, what other Toastmasters will experience in District 219 tomorrow. You are the people who will do that. I am here standing as a rose, but if you consider a rose, it grows on a stem, and there are many thorns that protects the rose petals up there. We are all part of that. Without the thorns on the rose stem, the rose cannot survive. So we are all part of this journey. So as we go forward, know that there's not one or they're the trio and we are. No, we are all in this together. As I conclude, I know that mergers are not magic. Bringing 2 cultures together takes intention. It takes patience. It takes the kind of listening that we as Toastmasters practice every single time. Every single time. We sit in the evaluator's chair. So here is my commitment to you. I will listen. Thank you. I will listen. will listen before I assume. I will honor what each legacy district has given us, even as I invite all of us to step into something new together. Change is not the enemy of legacy, it is how legacy lives on. My few priorities as district director-elect are simple. It's simple, and it takes all of us to achieve it. First, club excellence. We spoke about that. Every club in District 219 deserves a leadership team that knows what it's doing. Members who are growing and needing experience worth coming back to. I want to make clubs healthy. I want to make you healthy. Unless you're growing, you wouldn't want to stay in Toastmasters. And here is my plan in allowing you to grow more. The second one is to unite with purpose. We're one district now, District 13, not District 10, but District 2, not District 13, not District 10, but District 219. And as soon as we build more relationships, we become a family. Someone mentioned that we are integrated, what's the word we use? A blended family. We are a blended family. Now, what's your responsibility in helping that blended family grow? And the third thing is to ensure that every single one of you tap into the gifts and talents. We were talking about that this morning, the strengths that you have within you. Tap into those strengths and then talk to me so we find opportunities for you to use those strengths to accomplish your personal goal. It's not about me. I'm here to serve you. The trio and the team that we are building, it's not about us. We heard this morning that leadership is not about attention, but action. We're the epicenter of action. That's what we hope to be. But we're not doing action by ourselves. We are in this together. I need, not just want to, but I need to hear from you to ensure that we are giving you what you need to accomplish your purpose. So each and every one of you are our mentors as we go forward and our leaders. Thank you for trusting us with leading you into this new future. I want to say thank you to all of you for being my mentors and leaders. Kathy, this has been a challenging year, but we made it through. Thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon, and congratulations. And now it's time for the induction of officers, and to lead us in that, would you please welcome back past international president, distinguished Toastmaster, Richard E. Peck.
I know you haven't heard from me enough today. Before I begin the installation, officers, I do want to make a couple of comments. We heard tonight about individuals being voluntold into leadership. What's interesting about that is most leaders who have been voluntold the first time volunteer the second time. It's true. And it's because the exercise we did last night. You didn't think you could reach as far as you could until someone encouraged you to reach farther. And then you saw that you could do it, and you wanted to continue doing it. The other thing I want to remind you of is that titles don't make leaders. Titles don't make leaders. At the end of the day, your title will go away, and you as an individual stays. Remember that as you take on your leadership roles. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the district is a service arm of Toastmasters International. Our organization grows and is successful because of the hard work of our district leaders. Our district leaders. A district's success depends on the quality of its leadership and the collaboration of the team. It is up to district leaders to create and maintain an atmosphere of enjoyment. Remember that. Teamwork and dedication. The team is responsible for fulfilling the district mission and achieving recognition in the Distinguished District Program. As a result, more people can reap the benefits of Toastmasters. Today, at this installation ceremony for the incoming leaders of District 219, we will officially induct these new leaders and pledge our support to them in the coming year. But let's first thank the current District 13 leaders for their hard work. Current District 13 leaders in District 10, please stand and be recognized. Thank you all for your continued service. It's with your support that our members have reaped the benefits of Toastmasters International. But please remember one thing. Your duties and responsibilities for the current Toastmasters here continue until midnight Mountain Standard Time on June 30th. We will offer you special tribute and grateful recognition for your hard work and contributions so far this year. Having seen many of you throughout my tenure in Toastmasters, you should be proud of what you've accomplished. Thank you. The mission of the district is to build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. We've heard that earlier. Today, I'm going to induct the senior team, the trio, who will help lead your district, 219, your district, not theirs, into the future. Also, please remember, your leaders are accountable to you, just as you are accountable to them. It is not a one-way street, it goes both ways. As I call your name, please come to the lectern and stand next to me in the order in which your name is called. Ed Holler, PM5. Is the incoming District 219 Club Road Director for the 26-27 district year. Stephanie Hill, IP5, LP5. And DPM is not in the script. Everyone knows it's in the script or it's not. Is the incoming District 219 program for Stephanie Hill is the incoming District 219 Program Quality Director. Please move closer to me. And Sharon Adams, Distinguished Toastmaster, is the incoming District 219 Director for the 2026-2027 district year. The gavel is a symbol of responsibility and authority of the district director, program quality director, and club growth director for District 219. Let me remind you, this is a gavel, not a hammer. Yield it wisely. Ed, as club growth director, under the guidance of your district director, you will be responsible for making the benefits of Toastmasters membership available to greater numbers of people. You will plan, develop, and implement all district marketing programs, including building new clubs, club rescue efforts, club membership promotion, membership retention. You will also promote high standards of service to the member and the club. Did you realize you're going to have to do that much?
Now they tell me.
Yeah. And Harlan, do you accept the duties of the office of Club Growth Director and pledge to do your best to serve District 219 and fulfill its mission? If so, please respond, I will.
I will.
All right. Please pass the gavel to the incoming program director. Stephanie. Oh boy, this is a long list. As program quality director, under the guidance of the district director, your primary responsibilities would be to help every club and member reap the benefits of the Toastmasters educational program. The program quality director is responsible for all aspects of education and training within the district. This includes supporting quality club programming efforts, promoting the distinguished club program, and planning, organizing, and executing the district conference. The bar is high. The program quality director is responsible for promoting and supporting club quality and membership retention. You provide direction and counsel to division and area directors and club officers on the educational opportunities in Toastmasters. And you organize and conduct successful district training programs and conferences. Yours sounds easy now, doesn't it? Will you accept these responsibilities? If so, answer, I will.
I will.
Please pass the gavel to the incoming district director. Sharon, as district director, you are responsible for directly overseeing and managing the district's day-to-day operations, finances, and human resources. You have a team of district leaders to help you fulfill these responsibilities. You will empower your district leadership team to work together towards the district mission while supporting each one in his or her development as a leader. Together with your district leadership team, you participate in district leader training, media training, and online tutorials. You are responsible for conducting yourself in a way that embodies the Toastmasters values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. I would strongly encourage you during your meetings to have the core value coins in front of you and reflect on them with every decision you make. Will you accept these responsibilities? If so, please say, I will.
I will.
And will you see it? Gavel, not hammer. You, the members of the district, have selected the current leaders for the 26-27 district year and have a responsibility to support them. Will you help this District 219 team to be successful? Please respond, we will. We will. All right. As you heard this morning, you've heard throughout, my mantra is being a leader is not about being the center of attention. Being a leader is about being the epicenter of action. And I expect all leaders in this district to be that epicenter. Please let the future team know that you would be willing to help out by taking a moment to see them afterwards so you're not voluntold. volunteer for a role and see if you can help the district. Remember, you are now building the legacy that will be 219. Help shape it to be your district. Let's give our incoming leaders one more round of applause. I wish you all the best. I'll be watching you. What?
Thank you, Richard. Will you please welcome back our district director and our program quality director.
Sharon? Yes, sir?
I need both of you. I need to know what you say. I need both of you.
Yes, sir.
She's a black belt, what am I gonna do?
Don't make me look bad in front of my instructor.
I'm only brown, never made it black.
I'm the fifth grade.
I wear a black belt, does that count?
It counts. It's a great way to put your pants on. So first, Sharon, as an incoming district director, it is my honor to give you your own gavel. But it's not a hammer or a weapon, no matter what you may have heard tonight. So it was your district.
Look, it's shiny.
Maybe I should have done this in the other board. Richard, we want to thank you so much for honoring our district and being here and allowing us to have you talk at almost every possible opportunity, including dinner as a last-minute surprise. We'd like to present you with a little token of our gratitude.
It was an honor to be invited to present. I've known members in this district for many years. I am who I am because they are who they are. And he will continue to grow going forward. So thank you very much.
Oh, and he's not done yet. He'll be here at breakfast tomorrow. We're going to feed him, and then we get to hear more. Yeah, I was wondering where you were going.
Why does he have scripts?
Yes. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Richard. What an honor to have you. Wow. And we have learned, I couldn't write fast enough as you were talking because every word that came out of your mouth, it was so poignant and so life-giving that I wanted to run with everyone. Thank you. And I look forward to tomorrow morning's leadership session. So if you guys are registered for tomorrow morning or want to, please join us at 9 o'clock. I also wanted to remind us about our upcoming summer TLI. It's taking place virtually, online only, and it's on June 20th. June 20th, please mark your calendars. We'll send you more information shortly. But again, June 20th, and just so you know, this district had the largest number of officers trained in our region this past year. And we got number 1 in club success plans are being uploaded in our region. Those are huge shoes to fill. So this coming year, as District 219, we want to start telling our officers about the club success plan being uploaded and the fact that it's not a one and done, but we should be living, it's a living document and to use it often. With that said, is that it, Ms. Kathy?
Just to put it in perspective, every club in District 13 that have both at least 8 members and actual officers, because we have a club that did not, submitted a club success plan. And now, because it says so in the script, I get to give gifts to leaders. Sharon did hers already, but I have 2 left. But I want to preface them first by saying, when it was time to plan this conference and we needed a theme, I happened to be enjoying a lovely dinner with Grandmaster, and he says, I have a great theme. Honor the past, embrace the future. It's my tournament theme. You can borrow it. I said, excellent. Hey Sharon, honor the past, embrace the future. Done.
Will you give it back?
No. He said we could share it. I wore proudly my tournament t-shirt in front of people who wondered, how do you have our conference theme on a t-shirt? Where do I get one? And the answer, Jane and Stephanie, walking up to the front of the room. These are the people that make sure I know my job, I don't forget it, or when I forget it, they remind me, and then they help me get it done. Which sometimes just means, could you just please stay on the phone until this is done? By the way, we're doing the Pittsburgh Pirates methods of t-shirt giving. All adults give an extra large. So.
That's okay.
They'll make great sleep shirts.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I want to tell you, there was no prior communication about Richard coming here to talk about butterflies that I bought, butterflies in my speech, and now butterflies in my new book.
Thank you, Kathy. All right. Now I'd like to invite up the queen of the basket auction, Michelle.
I think it's more a basket case, but I'm here.
All right.
Thank you so much for bidding and making it a success and giving the district some extra money to help offset the cost of this. So, for the State College basket, Kathy can
Thank you.
I'm not going to pronounce these names right. For the Fairway Favorite Golf Bundle, Michael Caruso. For the Inspiration Collection basket, Kathy Wolf. The Chocolate Delight, Stephanie Scott. The Pro Seekers Power Pack, Russell Drake. I was watching that very carefully. The Elegant Indulgence. Mwah. The Ultimate Cleanup, Kathy Wolf. Breathe, relax, and savor the moment, Kathy Cullen. Movie Time, Angela Rogers. And the Self-Care Basket, Mary Caruso. Before you awesome people who won leave, there are QR codes back there. You can pay with your card and then take your basket. Thank you so much for making it a success.
Thank you, Michelle.
I think so.
You told me I could have the last word.
Sure. Thank you.
In 1991, I attended my first district conference. I didn't get to that part yet. Thank you. And I've been coming back ever since. I've only ever missed one district conference, and a friend was getting married, so quick out of that one. So, that was what happened there. The other thing that happened at that district conference was, at lunch, or at breakfast, I sat at Charlie Wilson's table. At lunch, I sat with Charlie Wilson at his table. And at dinner, I sat at Charlie Wilson at that table. In the future, we would always say, that's the day when the friendship began. And it was the dearest friendship for both of us. And this is Charlie on your program there. And he is with us a little bit tonight. This is his Toastmaster pin. And if you look closely at this, he's wearing a blue ribbon, the old DTO medallion. And so that's honoring the past. I've enjoyed conferences ever since then. I certainly plan to enjoy many of them in District 219, and I hope to make some wonderful friends there, and I embrace that future.
Yay.
This conference is adjourned.